teen idol is a celebrity with a large teenage fan base. Teen idols are generally young but not necessarily teenaged. Often teen idols are actors or musicians, like Demi Lovato and Niall Horan, but some sports figures also have an appeal to teenagers. Some teen idols began their careers as child actors, like Lindsay Lohan. The idol's popularity may be limited to teens, or may extend to all age groups. Many teen idols are targeted for adults for nostalgia purposes. There were teen idols before there were teen magazines, but idols have always been a permanent feature in magazines such as 17, 16 magazine, Tiger Beat and Rise On. In the United States, and in similar magazines elsewhere. With the advent of television, teen idols were also promoted through programs such as American Bandstand, The Ed Sullivan Show, Soul Train and in the UK Top of the Pops. Today's teen idols have spawned an entire industry of gossip magazines, television shows, YouTube, and whole television channels such as E! Many American teen idols achieve crossover success internationally. However, this list is not limited to American artists alone, with some people such as German pop star Bill Kaulitz of the pop-rock band Tokyo Hotel. In Asia, idols range from Japanese pop megastars Amy Hamasaki and Naomi Amuro as well as Kana Nishino and Japanese music groups such as Momoira Clover Z, Morning Musume, AKB48, and Perfume and Johnny and Associates boy bands Arashi, News, Cat Ton, and Hey! Say! Jump among others, while Chinese pop icon J-Choo, music groups F4 and Lollipop F, and South Korean singers Boa and Rain and music groups TVXQ, 2PM, 2AM, Beast, SHINee, Super Junior, 2NE1, Big Bang, Wonder Girls, Tiara, Kara and Girls' Generation are examples. In Latin America, idols ranges from Mexican pop stars Timurike, Linda Thomas, Magneto, Puerto Rican-born Mexican Luis Miguel and the very popular Puerto Rican boy band Menudo in the 1980s and 1990s, and Patti Cantor, Anahi, Belinda, Horash and RBD in the 2000s and 2010s. Besides, former Menudo member Ricky Martin, their chief rivals Los Chicos and former member Chen, Venezuelan actor and singer Guillermo Davila and more, to Argentina, where telenovela, Chiquititas, ushered in a new era of teen idols for that country, including actors Benjamin Rojas, Felipe Colombo, Luisana Lopilato and Camila Bordo Nava, who went on to form teen band Uruguay, precursors to Mexican band RBD. In Spain, La Regia de Van Gogh, Miguel Bose, Mecano and Hombres G all enjoyed teen idol status. Even in the classical music field, a British-Chinese violinist Vanessa Mae became the first teen idol in that category. In the past, young sports icons and Olympic athletes during their competitive times were considered teen idols such as Jean-Claude Killy, Peggy Fleming, Caitlyn Jenner, Joan Namath, Dorothy Hamill, Mark Spiz, Jim Craig, Nadia Comer Florin Nessie, Mary Lou Retton, Michael Jordan, Dominique Moceanu, Michelle Kwan, Carly Patterson, Shawn Johnson, Nastia Loken, Michelle Y., Mia Hamm, Ryan Lochte, Michael Phelps, Missy Franklin, Katie Ledecky, Shaun White, Apollo Ono, Tom Daley, Michaela Maroney, and Gabby Douglas. Early teen idols. The first known person to have been treated as a teen idol was Franz Liszt, the Hungarian pianist who, in the 1840s, drew such a following among young women that the term Listomania soon came to describe the phenomenon. The kind of idolizing following Liszt drew in Europe would not be followed for several decades. Rudy Valla, copyrightee, may have been the first singer to have been idolized by hundreds of teenaged girls at sold-out concerts, at least in America. Frank Sinatra, whose early career is often linked to his appeal to Bobby Soxers, is also regarded as having been amongst the first teen idols. 1950s–Euro 1960s, the great success of young rock stars like Elvis Presley and Pat Boone, film stars like Marlon Brando, Paul Newman, James Dean, Tab Hunter, and Sal Mineo in the 1950s, as well as the wider emergence of youth subcultures, led promoters to the deliberate creation of teen idols such as singers Frankie Avalon, Fabian Forte and Connie Stevens. Even crooners like Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra were still considered idols and rather handsome. Actors Ed Burns and Troy Donahue. And to artists who deliberately cultivated an idol image, like Paul Anka. Anka initially modeled himself on a particular generic type, the teen idol, who carried on the process of changing the image of male youth from wild to mild, by providing a cleaner, more wholesome image of masculinity than that of the previous era's rebellious rockabilly heroes, and so-called juvenile delinquents, like those in West Side Story. Post-war teens were able to buy relatively inexpensive phonographs including portable models that could be carried to friends' houses and the new 45 RPM singles. Rock music played on 45s became the soundtrack to the 1960s as people bought what they heard on the radio. The great majority of the music being marketed to 1950s teens was being written by adults, but 1960s teens were increasingly appreciating and emulating artists closer to their own age, to teen fashion, and to lyrics which addressed their own concerns. Their parents worried about their attraction to artists who were edgy and rebellious. Faces on magazines fed fans. Fans buy records, see films, watch TV and buy fashions. Marketing of the teen idol generally focuses on the image. The teen idol is structured to appeal to the preteen and young teen female pop audience member and children in general. They are commodified in forms and images that are relatively non-threatening to this young audience and to the ancillary market of parents. The teen idol never appears to be autonomous and therefore never appears to be threatening as an adult. He remains, as long as he is popular, perpetually childlike and dependent. Some marketers turn to film and TV for fresh, attractive, safe faces. Tommy Sand's debut in a television film about the phenomenon, The Idol, made a teen idol out of Sands himself. Ricky Nelson, a performer of rockabilly music, also became a teen idol through his parents' television series, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Some young TV stars were being hustled into studios to make recordings. For example, ex-Musketeer Annette Funicello became one of the first big female idols, as well as the Lennon sisters, whom had cut-out dolls and were always on the covers of the gossip magazines. Another, Johnny Crawford the Rifleman, had 5 top 40 hits. In 1963, Luke Halpin made a big splash as a teen idol in the television program Flipper. After Bye Bye Birdie was released in 1963, Bobby Riddell became an instant teen TDOL. In the 1960s, as situation comedies and dramas on television using child actors became more popular, actors Paul Peterson, Patty Peterson, and Shirley Forbes from The Donna Reed Show, Dwayne Hickman from The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, Sally Field of Gidget, John Provost of Lassie, Jay North from Dennis the Menace, Billy Mooney of Lost in Space, Sajid Khan of Maya, and Keith and Kevin Schultz, known as the Schultz twins on The Monroes, all became younger preteen idols and grew into being teen idols. Likewise, Tommy Steele, The Beatles with Beatlemania, the Rolling Stones, and the Beach Boys were teen idols, especially during the earlier part of their careers, although they quickly grew out of that status. The Rolling Stones did it through a more rebellious image, the Beatles did it through their more developed music. Similarly, Neil Sedaka had 2 distinct eras of his career, with about a decade in between, one as a teen idol in the 1960s, and a later career in adult contemporary music. From the family band The Cozills, Susan Cozil, John Cozil and Barry Cozil became teen idols and were on teen magazine covers for many years. The TV show The Partridge Family was written in their likeness. Many of the teen idols of the era were the sons of older, established stars. Dino, Daisy and Billy were active as teen idols during the mid-60s. The group included Daisy Arnaz Jr., Dean Paul Martin, and Billy Hinge. Gary Lewis, son of comedian Jerry Lewis, fronted the Playboys during this era. All of the Monkees became instant teen idols in the late 1960s after their TV show became an overnight success, especially for Mickey Dolenz and Davy Jones. The British-born member of the Monkees, Davy Jones, was regularly featured in all-time teen idol lists. In 2008, Yahoo Music named Jones the #1 teen idol of all time, and in 2009 he was ranked second in a list compiled by Fox News. Davy Jones still to this day tends to win many number ones and the top of the list in Best Teen Idol contests. 1965 saw Tiger Beat magazine, an influential teen idols news magazine, get published for the first time. 1970s, after Davy Jones came Bobby Sherman and David Cassidy, who held the title of teen idols from the late 1960s until the mid-1970s. Both Sherman and Cassidy were actors on television and chart-topping musicians in the pop-rock category at the time. With David Cassidy in particular enjoying immense international fame and success. Sherman was on hit TV shows Shindig and Here Come the Brides among many others. Musical series such as Cassidy's The Partridge Family, the animated series The Archie Show, and The Brady Bunch integrated television and teen pop music to significant success during this time frame. The Brady Bunch's Barry Williams and Christopher Knight, as was tennis pro actor Vincent Van Patten, all were constantly in the fan magazines at the time. Actors Richard Thomas, Robbie Benson, Peter Barton, Leif Garrett, Mark Lester, Jan Michael Vincent, William Catt, and Jack Wild were the talk of the teenagers in the 1970s as well. Musicians the Hudson Brothers were on many teen magazine covers for a number of years as teen idols. They had 2 shows on TV during the 1970s and recorded many albums. One of the features of many teen idols is that their fans tend to develop a distaste for the music once they became adults, and it is not much listened to by adults, except for nostalgia, the legacy of bubblegum pop. Teen idol performers in this category would include Shaun Cassidy, Leif Garrett, the Osmond Brothers, Andy Gibb, Tony DeFranco of the DeFranco family, and the Bay City Rollers. Even modern classic hits and oldies outlets, which cover this time period, rarely play cuts from the teen idols of the era. A notable exception is Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5, who began his career as a teen idol along with his brothers, but whose individual career eventually evolved far beyond the limitations of that description and into superstardom. The Jackson 5 were the first African-American music group to become national teen idols, appearing alongside white idols in magazines such as 16 and Tiger Beat. 1980s. In the mid-1980s there was a group of young actors called the Brat Pack. The whole group collectively and separately became teen idols. They were Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy. They starred in many coming-of-age films together in some fashion and became incredibly popular without being musicians. Actors Corey Feldman and Corey Haim also became teen idols during the later part of the 1980s with films The Goonies and Together the Lost Boys, Dream a Little Dream and License to Drive among other films. They were dubbed the Two Coreys. Before Corey Haim's death in 2010, they did a reality TV show for 2 seasons on A&E named The Two Coreys after their 1980s moniker. Actor River Phoenix during his teen years became a teen idol during the later part of the 1980s, as did Christian Slater. Australian-American singer-actor Rick Springfield was regarded as the teen idol in the 1980s with such hits as Jessie's Girl, and Don't Talk to Strangers. The Grammy Award-winning musician Springfield was known for playing Dr. Noah Drake on the daytime drama General Hospital. He originated the character from 1981 to 1983. He left acting after his music career took off. During this decade, Puerto Rican boy band Menudo caused a sensation in Latin America, nicknamed Menudomania, that became compared to the Beatles' Beatlemania. Also painted with the Beatlemania brush was British pop group Duran Duran. Dubbed the Fab Five, this group is recognised as pioneers in the then relatively new area of music video, that started with the Monkees in the 1960s. Their exotic videos, such as Hungry Like the Wolf, being fixtures on cable channel MTV coupled with their exposure in teen magazines instilled them as teen idols in America and around the world, though the majority of the 80s. Another British pop band Culture Club were dubbed teen idols, with Boy George's androgynous outfits that were copied by his teen fans and young adults alike. At the end of the 1980s, actor Kirk Cameron became a major teen idol teenage heartthrob. Cameron was best known for his role as Mike Seaver on the television situation comedy Growing Pains from 1985 to 1992. Also Scott Baio and Willie Arms of Charles in Charge fame found themselves regulars in teen magazines. In popular music, the late 1980s was the boom of teenagers dominating the music charts. Debbie Gibson became the youngest person to write, perform and produce a #1 single, Foolish Beat, and also had many hits from her first 2 albums. Tiffany, another teen icon, became a pop sensation at 15 years old thanks to an aggressive marketing strategy. She promoted her debut album in shopping malls of the U.S. She is also the youngest person to have a debut album hit #1 and have multiple #1 singles from that album. Having become a household name, she had then unknown band New Kids on the Block as an opening act for her shows. However, the sudden popularity of the New Kids caused their roles to be reversed. Gibson and Tiffany's careers had stalled by the early 1990s. So had NKOTB by the mid-90s. The other boy band from Boston, New Edition, was very popular with the teen set by the end of the 1980s as well. The most popular singer of the 1980s was the Queen of Pop Madonna. With songs like A Prayer, and Like a Virgin in the 80s top lists throughout the decade. She became a teen idol through her music, and her unique fashion at the time. 1990s, the manufacturing of teen idols has been marketed more aggressively and with greater sophistication since the 1980s. The rise of MTV in the 1980s and the success of the boy bands of the 1990s and 2000s has continued to fuel the phenomenon. Besides a combination of good, clean-cut looks and a ubiquitous marketing campaign, such bands typically include a variety of personality types. Classic examples of boy bands include Menudo, New Kids on the Block, Take That, Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC, all becoming the best-selling pop groups of the decade. Hanson was initially marketed as such a band, but eventually outgrew this label to become a successful indie band. Female teen pop stars such as Christina Aguilera, Jennifer Lopez, Mandy Moore, Jessica Simpson, and Britney Spears, along with mega girl groups the Spice Girls and Destiny's Child, also became very popular at the end of the decade. Other notable examples from the 1990s are female R&B singers Aaliyah, Monica, and Brandy. After Brandy's television show Moesha went on the air, it brought her many teen fans and she was always on the cover or in the teen magazines for many years. Brothers Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys and pop star Aaron Carter were both teen idols in their heyday, as was, to a much lesser extent, sister Leslie. Robbie Williams of boy band Take That had teen idol status, as did Ricky Martin during the Latin music explosion of the late 1990s. Many of the major teen idols in the 1990s were from boy bands and musical acts. One major exception was the situation comedy Home Improvement's Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who played Randy Taylor from 1991 to 1998. JTT, uncomfortable with his teen idol status, left the show 1 year shy of the show's last year on the air. Another major teen idol was Freddie Prinze, Jr., who skyrocketed to teen heartthrob status after starring in successful teen horror films. Other teen idols from TV at around the same time were most of the cast of Saved by the Bell, Joshua Jackson and James Van Der Beek of Dawson's Creek, Ben Savage and Ryder Strong of Boy Meets World, Joseph Gordon-Levitt of Third Rock from the Sun, Jonathan Brandis of Sequest DSV, Jared Leto of My So-Called Life, Joey Lawrence of Blossom, Jason Priestley and Luke Perry of Beverly Hills, 90210 fame, and Eric Von Detten of various TGIF shows. These actors were often found on the covers and pages of teen magazines during the 1990s as teen idols as well. Sarah Michelle Gellar was a major teen idol in the late 90s, as a result of her lead role in the popular television series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Fraternal twin sisters and TV actresses Ashley Olsen and Mary-Kate Olsen were major tween idols, and as they grew up they later became teen idols during the 1990s. After the movie Clueless, Alicia Silverstone found herself a teen idol. The comedy duo of Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell were major teen idols in the 1990s. Due to their fame on Nickelodeon, they were known for starring in the sketch comedy series All That, their own comedy sitcom Kenan and Kel, and their movie Good Burger. Nickelodeon also produced The Amanda Show, which featured Amanda Bynes as well. 2000s. The Walt Disney Company and its numerous outlets have successfully developed a new generation of teen idols. In the early 2000s, the company developed the careers of actresses and singers Hilary Duff and Lindsay Lohan, initially targeting youth and female teen audiences. While still teenagers, Duff became famous for her starring titular character in the Disney Channel teen sitcom Lizzie McGuire, and Lohan became famous for her starring roles in many successful teen movies, including Freaky Friday, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Herbie, Fully Loaded, and Mean Girls. The success of this marketing led to further development of the genre, including new teen idols such as Demi Lovato, Raven Simona Copyright, Dylan and Cole Sprouse, Zac Efron, Jesse McCartney, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Corbin Bleu, Miley Cyrus, the Jonas Brothers, Selena Gomez. Disney has also used the acquisition of ABC Family to develop shows and stars popular among teen girls. Another similar corporation, Nickelodeon, began developing its own slate of stars for its television shows in 2004, including Drake Bell, Josh Peck, Emma Roberts, Miranda Cosgrove, Jeanette McCurdy, Ariana Grande, Victoria Justice, and the group Big Time Rush, all of whom have not only starred in TV shows, but recorded songs as well. Of note is that many of the modern-day teen idols are females marketed as role models to teen and tween girls, a departure from the traditional role of the male teen idol marketed as the idolized teen heartthrob. The 2000s also saw many new teen idols emerge from popular feature films such as the casts of Harry Potter and the Twilight Saga. In 2002, Canadian singer Avril Lavigne dominated the music scene and eventually became a worldwide teen idol. Listed at number 4 on Yahoo's Top 25 Teen Idols of All Time. Another singer who managed to stay on the scene was Britney Spears, who went through tough times in 2007, but managed to release a successful studio album that managed to mark her comeback, and won her Video of the Year, Best Female Video, and Best Pop Video, all for Piece of Me at the MTV Video Music Awards. 2010s, unlike in the 2000s when Disney and Nickelodeon had a more manufactured teen stars idols, a new kind of teen idol was emerging from the YouTube generation called YouTubers. These teen idols come from their personal online music and video channels. A few noted names are Rebecca Black, Grayson Chance, Shane Dawson, Bo Burnham, Troye Sivan, Grace Helbig, Jack Harris, Finn Harris, Bethany Motta, Jenna Murray, Felix Kjellberg, Tyler Oakley, Joe Sugg, Casper Lee, Our Second Life, or O2L, the comedy duo Smosh, Zoe Sugg, and Sam Pepper. They exert control over their content, catering to the teen fan base on their channels. These YouTubers show a generation divide of how people are exposed to popular culture. The younger generation will receive their entertainment and influence from the internet, whereas the older generations use traditional media such as music albums, movies, magazines, and television. Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner of Keeping Up with the Kardashians have become big teen idols, two of the few to have earned their fame from reality television. Disney Channel star Ross Lynch, YouTube star Becky G and X Factor alumni Fifth Harmony have come to be teen idols. Ariana Grande has gone from the 2000s teen actress to the 2010s as a music superstar and teen idol. In Japan, more and more idol groups have appeared. In Japanese culture, persons called idols are media personalities in their teens and early 20s who are considered particularly attractive or cute and who will, for a period ranging from several months to a few years, regularly appear in the mass media, for example as singers for pop groups, bit part actors, TV personalities, models in photo spreads published in magazines, advertisements, etc. One of the most successful groups is Momoira Clover Z. Their performances incorporate elements of ballet, gymnastics, and action movies. During 2014, about 486,000 people attended their live concerts, which was the highest record of all female musicians in Japan. Momoira Clover Z has been ranked as the most popular female idol group from 2013 to 2015. Since their rise to fame in recent years, pop singer and YouTube sensation Justin Bieber, country pop musician Taylor Swift, boy band One Direction, and pop rock band 5 Seconds of Summer and girl group, Little Mix have become examples of modern-day mega-teen idols who have achieved international success, known for their devoted female and male teen fans, and a very large tween fan base, as well as an adults fan base, making them all international superstars as well as teen idols. See also, K-pop idol, matinee idol, sex symbol, pin-up, celebrity worship syndrome, boys band, girl group, junior idol, Japanese idol. Notes. References. External links, the top 25 teen idols of all time at yahoo.com.